All right, guys, welcome to NRL's 2020 season playbook. My name's Travis, and I'm going to be your host for the day, and I'm very excited to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be sharing the match season, and we'll be reviewing the top competitors. Then we're going to be sharing some of the remaining matches and the main event for the 2020 season championship. Then finally, we're going to be sharing some great news and information from our sponsors, so stay tuned. All right, to kick things off, let's take a precision rifle tour of what's happened so far. In February, we had the Rifles Only Brawl in Kingsville, Texas, hosted by Jacob and Lisa Bynum. These are one of the oldest matches in the nation, and they do not disappoint. Always a ton of fun. Thank you very much to both of you. In March, we had the 2020 Bighorn Steel Classic presented by Thunder Beast Arms in Nehawka, Nebraska. Match director was Chaz McCrander. This match is one of those matches that tests everything. It tests your gear, it tests your will, it tests your strength, and you're gonna know at the end of that match what works and what doesn't, and it's always a ton of fun. It's fast. It's quickly become one of my favorite matches of the season. In May, we had the Vortex Rampage. This was an interesting match. This was in Decorah, Iowa, hosted by Jim C. This was just crazy because this is when COVID kind of hit us, right? So Jim, very quick on his feet, he thought about different ways in order to accommodate COVID restrictions and still host a match with a golf tee time type of format, which I personally love and I hope to see more of. Jim, great job. In June, we had two matches. We had the 2020 Dog Valley Precision Rifle Challenge in Mona, Utah. Cole Kornberg and Tyler Moose put on a very interesting and fun course of fire. Again, it was just weather for days. We had crazy wind, crazy rain, lightning even hit a tree and struck that on fire, but the competitors had a great time and it was a fun match to watch. Followed by the MDT Steel Challenge that took place in Bend, Washington, and that was hosted by Jake Vibber and first-time co-match director John Pinch. Both Jake and John put on a phenomenal course of fire. Again, crazy weather. It was one of those things where day one, it was very hard to film because winds were so far and so fast. Day two, we had the helicopter. Competitors were able to fill that bucket list, shoot out of a helicopter, engage targets, and it was very challenging and a ton of fun. In July, we had a couple of matches. We had the Mile High Shootout in Craig, Colorado, hosted by Mr. Robert Quigley. Unfortunately, that range sold. So now Robert's gonna be hosting a match in Colorado again. I think that's gonna be in Cameo in 2021. But that match, for the last time being there, was a ton of fun. Always an interesting course of fire. Weather wasn't too crazy, but it was still a great match. This was our first time to the Northern Lakes Classic in New York Mills, Minnesota. Aaron Menzie put on a terrific match. His range at his facility, it was like the closest thing that I've seen to a golf course style match where everything was just beautifully trimmed. They roasted 2 pigs, great food, great environment. The match was a ton of fun. Troy Tyson, notable mention, helped design the course of fire, and it was just a blast. Our first time in that state, and Jake Vibert, I believe, took that match, so congratulations. And congratulations to Aaron and Troy for putting on a terrific match. In August, we had the South Dakota Steel Classic in Oregon, South Dakota with Mr. Michael Kane. Michael is a phenomenal host, great course of fire, great stages. Grady Kane, Hayden Kane, his whole family was out there helping out. His wife was out there, Mrs. Kane. They did a terrific job. If you're looking for a great fun match that's not gimmicky, you know, it's true to form. South Dakota Steel Classic is one of those matches that you don't want to miss out. In August, we also had the opportunity to go to New Mexico with the Smith Route Shootout in Farmington, New Mexico, hosted by Dusty Brickster and Scotty Friedline. This is one of those true field style matches where you're shooting in a forest. It's a beautiful, one of the most beautiful places I've seen. Definitely the most beautiful place I've ever seen in New Mexico. A great match, and it was just a showstopper. September, wow, September was quite the month for us. Twin Peaks Rifle Club, Medicine Lodge, Kansas, Ryan Moltz and Michael Beamer. Great job on the match. We had a fishing tournament. This match was very well organized, great food, great after activities, terrific course of fire. Then we move on to Northern Utah Barrel Burner in Blue Creek, Utah. That's basically Idaho. It's like north Utah. This was hosted by Aaron Gines, Paul Higley, and Tony Peets. These three guys put on a terrific course of fire. Anarchy Outdoors and their team over there two different shooting areas, two different styles of match. One was more field, one was more positional. Terrific match. I look forward to going back there next year. Clay's Cartridge Precision Rifle Challenge, another new one for the NRL in Leedy, Oklahoma, hosted by Clay Blackadder and Tate Streeter. This was really cool because it was on Clay's parents' property, and this piece of property that they had was hunting grounds that Clay and Tate would constantly hunt coyotes. So they set up a lot of positions and a lot of stages that they would use true to life. If you've ever gotten to know Clay or Tate, they're huge hunters, and that's what they based their match off of. And so that was a treat to watch. Devil's Brigade Shootout in Dupure, Montana, Chaz Bells. Oh my gosh, this is like a place that I would love to retire, except that it's so far north and it's probably cold. But Dupure, Montana, this was a beautiful location. The scenery alone is why you want to go there. The course of fire is very challenging. You were shooting off a ton of natural terrain. You were shooting off a Jeep, there was a spool. And so there was an interesting mix of course of fire, and it was a match that I can't wait to go back to next year. In October, we had the Rock Lake NRL Steel Challenge in St. John's, Washington. Doug Lorfield. Doug has been with the NRL for a long time, and he hosted a terrific match. This was one of those matches, again, where you shot on two different ranges, so you got two different fields, different wind conditions almost on every single stage. There was nothing that was ordinary about it, if that makes any sense. I mean, it was a challenge from stage to stage. Everything changed, so a great job by Doug Lorfield and the Rock Lake crew. Let's talk about our current top 10 leaders in the open class. In first place is Mr. Nick Godarzi from Washington. He's currently sitting with 297.58 points and doing a phenomenal job keeping it a close race up top. In second, again, very close to Nick, Jake Vibber, again out of Washington, 297.41 points. Jake is definitely going for that #1 spot. Who knows, maybe this will be his year to take the championship. In third, Morgan King. Morgan has been having a phenomenal season throughout the entire year. In every series, he's just doing a great job. Sitting in fourth place, our previous champion, John Pinch out of Oregon, 293.75 points. With his skill set, anything could happen. He might be taking first place overall this season as well. Mr. Rusty Ulmer currently sitting in fifth place out of Arizona with 290.98 points. Amazing guy. Rusty's, he's had interesting seasons in the past. He looks like he's got everything pulled together this year and everything's working out right for him. In sixth place, Mr. Travis Stevens, South Dakota, 290.54 points. Man, these top 5 and 6 are really close in points. Travis, phenomenal guy with TS Customs. I mean, again, all of these guys have the skills and capabilities to pull it off. Number 7, Quinn Rogers. Okay, Quinn is he's a phenom. I think Quinn is going to be one of our season champions, overall champions, very soon. This guy is probably, I think currently right now, he's like the most improved, coming from 25th in the 2019 season to 7th overall today. So Quinn is definitely a guy to watch out for. Justin Vineyard, Oklahoma representing again, 284.96 points, shooting very well. Ninth place, Mr. Brett Barnes from South Dakota, 284.35 points. Brett is one of those guys that, again, he kicks it into high gear, and he is definitely a contender. And 10th, rounding off our top 10th, Mr. Isaiah Curtis. Couldn't be a nicer guy out there, out of Missouri, 282.68 points. Isaiah has the skill set. He's actually been shooting phenomenally well this season. Brought on a couple of new people into the sport, and he's not only been shooting and coaching at the same time, but he's doing a hell of a job at it. These are your top 10 current open class standings, and we wish all of them best of luck as we finish off the back half of the 2020 season. All right, guys, some interesting stats. We're going to talk about the next top 10 competitors that, if they get one more match in, is really going to boost their points and put them in that contention spot. First up, we have Clay Blackadder with 200 points. 200 points in 2 matches means that he's won every match that he's competed in, and he's definitely a strong contender. Dan Bertoncini, he's got all the skill sets, he's got the talent, he's got everything he needs with 198.93 points. Mr. Austin Orgain, a previous champion, 197.12 points. Top win for him, man. I mean, that's going to put him right there in that top 5 spot. Sheldon Nalos with 183.12 points. Eric Anderson, 182.61 points. And then we have Mr. Hunter Dean, 181.16. Miss Regina Milkovich, 178.84 points. Raymond Dubach with 178.36. Rich Schooler with 177.29. And rounding off our top 10, Mr. Brian Pence with 176.08 points. Now, any of these people can compete in one more match, and it's going to definitely put them in contention for that championship run. All right, so the next 3 guys we're going to talk about are guys that have outstanding averages that can totally upset our rankings. First up is Mr. Chris Way in open class. He currently sits in 11th place with 281.17 points, but he sits with a 92.02% average points per match. So that's huge. In 12th place, but second on this quote-unquote upset list, could be Steve Eames. Steve's sitting right now with 278.11 points, and he sits with a 92.70 average points per match, which is huge. And then third, rounding off our possible upsets, currently sitting in 19th place, is Mr. Matt Medeiros. Matt's sitting with 272.42 points, and right now he's shooting an average of 90.81 per match. These averages are huge. If these guys compete in 1 or 2 or whatever it is, more matches, they can definitely bump up and upset that top 5, top 10, and go for that championship run. Next up, let's talk about our phenomenal ladies in the sport. We have in first place in the ladies ranking, Miss Stacy Hesser out of Oklahoma. Stacy's been doing a killer job. She's won the last 2 matches that she's competed in for the NRL, and she's currently sitting with 195.42 points. Good luck to Stacy. Very close behind her, we have Keely Sandra or Miss Killy Lily out of Washington, 182.41 points. Killy's been doing a great job. She's out there just constantly hammering her away, being very consistent. In third right now, we have Miss Regina Milkovich out of Arizona. Now here's an interesting fact. Regina's sitting in third, the top ladies, with 178.84 points, but she only shot 2 matches. So Regina needs 1 more match to qualify for the championship, which I'm sure she'll get in. Next, we have Andy Collinger. Miss Andy, congratulations. The last match we were at, she took top lady. 140.11 points, and she is doing a outstanding job, making herself a leader in the pack. And rounding off our top 5, Janae Frainer with 136.52 points. Again, Janae's just been plugging away, working hard, and she is up there in that top 5, and I'm sure the ladies race is going to be very, very exciting to watch. Next, we have our Young Guns, probably my favorite class in the series, and number 1 in the Young Guns right now is Jake Millard with 271.86 points. Jake Millard is just, his skill set is mind-blowing. He's not only leading in the top young gun class, but he's beating out adults at every single match we see him at, and his skill set is just compounding. Jake is just, I don't know what to say about Jake, but you definitely got to keep an eye on him because he is going to be a force to reckon with. Next, we have Connor Jeter in second place with the Young Guns at 191.24 points. Connor has been doing a great job. The last 2 matches that he competed in, he also took first place in those matches, and I think he's somebody that is going to be a contender and give Jake a run for his money. Again, third place we have another Jake, but this time it's Jake Edgars. Jake Edgars at 172.04 points. Jake, his brother, his father, his whole family shoots, and Jake is just continuously upping his game, and it's going to be a great time watching him compete. Colt Williams, 154.8 points. Colt, I don't know what to say about Colt except these young guns, oh my gosh, their scores and the way that they perform, it's just, it's amazing what our future holds. And rounding off our top 5, Blake Hill with 140.08 points. Blake, again, one of those young guns that has the skills, he has the talent, he has everything he needs. All he has to do is focus, and he's gonna be right up there with everybody else. For the 2020 season, which has been extended, it now goes until the last match in April, and then our championship is going to be May 1st and 2nd of 2021. So right now, you guys have 4 more opportunities to get your scores even higher. First up, we have the TPRC in Arizona in November. This match is already sold out, so if you're in it to win it. If you're not, you're gonna have to wait for Rifles Only in Texas in February 19th and 20th. Rifles Only is currently open for registration on their website. You'll also get a link from our website. If you can't make Rifles Only in Texas, you have the new Zermatt Arms Yeti Challenge. This is again hosted by match director Chaz McCrander. This is going to be in Nehawka, Nebraska, March 13th through 14th. This is that match that we were telling you before. It was the BIGHORN Steel Classic. All kinds of challenging environments, but one of my favorite matches of the year. And then finally wrapping it up and ending out our 2020 season, we have the PRS-ID Gem State Standoff. That's going to take place April 10th through 11th. This is going to be one of those matches that they've hosted our championship, they've hosted our regular season matches, they've been with us since day one, and they always do a phenomenal job, so you're not going to want to miss that match. That's going to wrap up your last 4 matches for the regular season. Then we go into our championship. Our championship is now May 1st through 2nd, 2021. It's going to be held in Oklahoma by yours truly, Mr. Tate Streeter. Tate is our current champion, all right? That means you have our current champion who decided to take the year off so that he could put together a championship match for you guys. So you know it's going to be all kinds of craziness, all kinds of excitement, a straight up awesome fun match that's gonna challenge all of your skills. So if you haven't got your 3rd match in or you want to boost your standings, these are one of the 4 matches that you'll be able to do it in. Now a update from some of our sponsors. First up, we're going to give you some intel on Accu-Tac. Accu-Tac bipods, as you guys know, they've been a sponsor the entire season, putting certs on each table. They've got a new product announcement. It's the FC5 G2, which has been designed as a more versatile FC4 G2. If that makes sense to you guys. You're gonna have to look up the models. I don't have them to show you, unfortunately. But this is gonna be perfect for bench rest type shooting and long range precision. Now, Felipe and his team over there are currently working on some new designs that are specifically designed for precision rifle competition. And you're gonna have to keep an eye out for that on their social media and their newsletter. So stay tuned for Accu-Tac. Okay, one of the biggest topics in the firearms industry right now is powder, primers, and components to reload. Well, Hodgdon Powder Company has been in contact with us, and they are doing everything they can to fill orders as fast as they can. With their recent announcement and acquisition of Ramshot and Accurate Smokeless brands, you can be sure that there's going to be a ton more coming from Hodgdon. Not to mention that their Winchester Stawball 6.5 powder continues to pick up speed after SHOT Show 2020. So that is definitely a powder to keep an eye out for and try out. For more information, follow Hodgdon on their social media. Next up, we have HS Precision, a family-owned business that's doing big things in the shooting sports. First, they started building a new team with Josh Reeves and Lonnie Lesmeister heading up the pack. They're going to be doing big things in the NRL, and we can't wait to see them. Not to mention that they've come out with many new products, including their PLC, which is their long-range carbon fiber rifle. They've come out with new redesigned stocks and custom insert cartridges. Not only has HS Precision developed a new team, but they're very proud to welcome Ms. Jana Carta to the team as their new marketing coordinator with a background in publishing and fast-paced agency work. Jana's skill set will be put to work at HS creating video and social media content, product announcements, and more. So make sure that you follow, subscribe all of HS Precision's social media. JC Steel Targets is going to be announcing a new line of additional animal targets for your shooting enjoyment. All AR500 quality steel. JC Steel Targets has been a proud sponsor and supporter of the NRL and all of the precision rifle shooting sports. JC Steel hopes to be in their new building by fall. This new building in Washington is outstanding. We had the opportunity to take a tour of it, and I can't say anything but top-notch, first class. Congratulations to JC Steel and all of their hard work. In their new building, it's going to allow them to put out a higher volume of all products and new designs. So stay tuned to JC Steel Targets on their website and social media. Next up, we have Leupold Optics. They've got a bunch of new updates and announcements with a revamped Freedom RDS Black, a Delta Point Pro NV, which is night vision and FDE, the RX Full Draw 4, and the SX2 Alpine Spotting Scope. You can find out more information on all of these products on their website at leupold.com. Also, Very, very notable mentions to the Mark V 5x25x56 was selected as the Army's MK-22 sniper rifle weapon system. Congratulations, Leupold. That's a huge announcement. The Mark V HD 3.6 to 18 by 44 was also selected by the Army's M110 upgrade contract. Leupold, an L3 team, has been awarded the contract to deliver prototypes to the Army for next-gen squad weapon fire control solutions. Now, this is huge. Leupold not only supports the shooting sports and the NRL and all of the different competitive rifle series, but they're doing everything that they can to support our nation and our armed forces. So thank you very much to Leupold. Team Leupold also dominated the NRL Northern Utah barrel burner with top 4 shooters shooting the new PR2 reticle, which will be out in January. New reticle? January? I can't wait to see it. So one of our newest sponsors and a great company to work with is Magpul Industries. Magpul has come onto the scene with new competitors sponsoring both Tim Milkovich and Ryan Hay. You've seen them out at the range as you're running their new Magpul 700 competition chassis, which is an uncompromising full-featured precision rifle chassis for the short-action Remington 700 platform, as well as other Remington 700 footprint actions. Magpul's also got into the eye game. And what I mean by eye game is eyewear. With the Magpul Helix, it's designed to support your active lifestyle in all conditions by providing superior clarity, contrast, and impact protection wherever you need it. I have been wearing the Magpul Helix for the past couple of months, and I absolutely love them. Not only do I wear them for the sport, I also wear them throughout my normal daily lifestyle, as well as when I'm in the shop doing work, because they're great safety glasses. But like I said, great contrast, great clarity, and they work well. Next up, we have McMillan Fiberglass stocks and MC3 TPIM stocks. A new product announcement from McMillan is that they have continued to expand their Z series of tactical stocks on the fiberglass side to include a Z10 and Z10 PRS. McMillan Fiberglass stocks is also going to be introducing a MZ3 as part of the MC3 line, and it will have a universal inlet as well. MDT has been a proud sponsor of the NRL for several years now and is constantly innovating and releasing new products. Some of the most notable MDT product releases since the start of 2020 includes their TAC-21 Gen 2 chassis system, the XRS chassis system, the skeleton rifle stock light buck stock, scope ring accessory caps, polymer magazine Gen 2 for the 308 and 6.5 family of cartridges, a 300 Wisdom 6.5 PRC metal magazine, a 300 PRC metal magazine, and the XM Action metal magazine, both standard and magnum calibers. MDT will continue to innovate, create, test, and verify and improve new products. MDT is a brand for shooters by shooters. Short action precision. Rich and Nate, man, 2 awesome dudes. They have done so much for the precision rifle community, and in 2020 they announced their Young Gun shooting program. The SAP Young Guns NRL program is a program where Young Guns can apply to a SAP scholarship, and SAP will pay their entrance into any NRL match. This is a very cool program because it gives the Young Guns the opportunity to get involved in the sport, save a little bit of money, and get out and meet new people and see what it's all about. Now, with the success of the 2020 season, even though it's been a weird year, SAP is already committed to joining and continuing this program for 2021. Thank you, Short Action Precision, for all of your help and support. Swaro Optics and Kahles Optics. Both household names in the precision rifle world. New product announcement includes the Swaro Optic 115mm objective for our modular spotting scope system, a new Swaro Optic NL Pure Binos in 8x42, 10x42, and 12x42, as well as the Kahles Helia rangefinder. Some awesome new products out by Kahles. Not to mention that the Skimmer 3 reticle has been updated to the Skimmer 4 and is now currently being offered in the Kahles K5 25i at this time. Thank you very much, Kahles and Swaro, again, for all of your support. So one of the companies that, when we're talking about sponsors that we can't leave out, is Vortex Optics. Vortex Optics has been supporting the precision rifle community in the NRL for years now, and we can't thank them enough for their support. Because of the nature of how Vortex does business, all they would tell us is they've got a bunch of new stuff coming out for 2021. They won't tell us exactly what it is, but after talking to the team over there, they said that we're gonna be very excited about it. So just like you guys with Vortex, we're gonna have to be patient and wait to see what they have coming next. Now, one of the things that I do wanna talk about that I have enjoyed for a very long time is podcast. Vortex has their podcast. You can find it on almost any podcast channel. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but Vortex podcast is one of those ones that I do. You guys should check it out for sure. 2020 has been a year for big change, big announcements. Just everything has kind of been tossed and turned, and it's been crazy. This year, BIGHORN Arms has officially changed its name to Zermatt Arms, and their quality and their technology and their diligence and everything is the same. Great products, and Zermatt Arms is very excited to announce their Rim X. Now, Rim X is for the 22 market. I know we're talking about NRL centerfire here, but they are one of the sponsors on both sides, and it's one of those products that if you guys are looking for a great training rifle and you guys want to get out there and build something that's comparable to your centerfire, the Zermatt Rim X is one of those platforms that will do it all for you. All right, guys, that wraps up the current announcements that we have from our sponsors. We hope that you guys enjoyed the show. You guys stay tuned for more videos. We have a whole slurry of match videos. We have a new video series that's going to be coming out that's kind of a combination with our podcast. And we have a bunch of announcements that we're going to be making here soon. So stay tuned to the channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe to all of our social media. And until next time, be safe, continue shooting, and we'll see you all at the range. Take care.